Today, the Mercury Marine destination takes us up to the west arm of Lake Nipissing. Fishing is all about having fun, and this week Charlie and wife Terry enjoy the multi-species action from the WestArm Lodge. The WestArm Lodge is located along the western reaches of Lake Nipissing. And whether you bring your own boat or use a rental, the private cabins and individual docks offer an ideal family retreat. Be sure to bring your favorite lures. Fish are here in abundance and offer enjoyment for the entire family. Time for some fun fishing this week on Fishful Thinking. Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Mercury Marine, Crestliner Boats, Minn Kota Talon, and the new 1500 Ram. Guts, Glory, Ram. Water conditions are brought to you by Water Depot, water at its best by your water treatment specialists.
I hit that hard.
Another decent fish.
Yeah.
Well, they've been hitting the gold spinner baits.
You've been hitting the
white spinner baits.
Yeah.
I'll get you to lift him right up if you can. Not too. I'll grab my fluorocarbon leader. Nice little fish, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
It's got his gristle. Nice little fish.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Thank
little
you.
pike.
Yeah.
Keeps you busy here anyway, doesn't it? It's amazing
Sure.
how a fish that size can hit so hard.
I can.
Now, can I see your spinnerbait? Just drop me some line. Check that fluorocarbon leader. Still not a net cut 50-pound test. And this is that Freedom spinnerbait you love so much.
I know.
Look at the movement that hook has on it. If you want to slow roll that spinnerbait, you can drop it down. That skirt's going wherever it wants, looking natural. When it's running straight like this, most spinnerbaits, that hook is fixed. So those blades are straight out. And on most spinnerbaits, the skirt is actually lifted away from the hook. With these, the hook stays with the skirt, so it stays completely concealed. But this is one of those Freedom spinnerbaits where, if you damage that hook, it twists and come right back off. Excellent. Good job, Terry.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was heading ashore, wasn't I?
Yes.
See, aren't these easy to use? I don't even have the iPilot remote out. It's just turn, turn.
Yep. Very easy.
Get some juice. You know, this foot pedal, you've got the fast response whole foot pad, or you could just use the little touch and go feature here at the bottom.
Like
little arrows, arrow right, arrow left. I've got a constant on, I've got autopilot, so I don't even have to watch that trolling motor. Point it in the direction, it's staying straight for me. So I can concentrate on exactly what I'm doing here.
Oh, I just swam up and took that.
Oh my, that's a small one.
That is.
But you know, you mentioned it before. The greatest thing about spinnerbaits is they're easy to use. All you have to do is, it's as simple as throwing it out and reeling it back. That's all a spinnerbait has to be. Mm-hmm. That's all it needs to be. You can get fancy with it. You can play with the different blades. Colorado blades have more resistance at a little fella.
Cute.
See these ones, you can drop them down here, Terry. These ones, that's basically a willow leaf blade. It's long and slender. You can cast that out at a faster retrieve. It doesn't have that much resistance. As you go to the bigger blades, like this little one, the little one's a Colorado blade, gives a lot of vibration and resistance. So if you had a larger Colorado on the back of that instead of a willow leaf, you really feel it thump. It stays high in the water. You can reel it slower. This one's a good combination. You got a little bit of vibration and throb from that little Colorado blade, but you can reel this fast because of that willow leaf blade. So, you know, spinner baits can be as simple or as difficult as you want to make them. This, we're just having fun. Cast it out, drag it back, and it's great for kids and families. And spinner bait's great. Pike will hit it, muskie will hit it. You can catch walleye on it, and if you're indecisive on, you know, I just want to cover some water, there's weeds, there's rocks, I don't want to snag, spinnerbait's great. It really is. Terry, I just took 3 casts with this live target little popper.
Oh yeah?
Hey, it looks just like a little frog. How do you blame them?
Yeah.
This outfit casts so nice, this Helios rod. It's featherweight.
Great. Oh, that's a
nice little largemouth.
Nice little largemouth.
That's what's supposed to hit this. Little froggy, you fell victim to a froggy. Now make sure Charlie doesn't fall victim to a hook. There we go. Great little sharp hooks on this. Nice little fella. Catch a pile of them every day, you'd have some fun.
Oh yeah.
But here's what I'm using. There's the live target, popper frog. Look how realistic that looks. Perfect spotting, perfect profile under the belly. It's even got the little legs. Comes with a nice feathered mylar back hook. Nice molded popper so you get that perfect little blurb. I know there's a lot of pike in here, so I'm going 20-pound fluorocarbon leader on this. But to keep my presentation as natural as possible, I don't want, when I want to let that popper sit there and really look natural, I don't want a heavy swivel sinking my leader down looking unnatural. This is basically is made out of very similar material as fluorocarbon. This is an invisiswivel. Absolutely, well, very close to being invisible in the water. If you look at this and look at a regular swivel, it's night and day. So it's basically an invisible swivel, and it suspends. It's not going to drop like a regular swivel. You can tie your braid to one end, your fluorocarbon or mono to the other. It just makes for a very lightweight, invisible swivel.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury, power and dependability you can count on.
Have you ever had a pair of your favorite sunglasses just not fit quite right? Either they're pinching your temples or they're just a little too loose. Well, if they're plastic armed glasses, you can fix that yourself. Now, I never submerge the lenses, especially mine, they're prescription lenses, but sometimes it's as simple as using almost boiling water. I put the arms in one at a time. All it takes is 10-15 seconds at a time. Just get it nice and warm, but not too hot. Bend it slightly, and when you think you've made a slight adjustment, quickly put it in cold water. You would be amazed at how your good old favorite pair of glasses is comfortable all over again.
Email or write Fishful Thinking and simply mention this maintenance tip of the week for your chance to win one of 10 tackle packs, including a chance to win one of 2 mega packs.
Another fish?
Well, it just goes to show this lure is not too big. Everything wants to eat that little frog. There we go. Terry, can you hand me my pliers,
Sure.
please? Right at your feet. This little guy's got it. He took all of that. There we go. That's
Nice
cute.
little bass.
That's cute. This looks so realistic. And the way it sits in the water, if this is the water line, it sits just like this. So it's not floating on the surface. It's actually dipped down like a real frog. And even the fish that are not that aggressive, that don't want to really come up to that surface, that might hit it short, 3/4 of that body is under the water line. So they grab that back hook very easily. You can see how this sits in the water. It just sits so nice. It sits up. That back trailer hook, the back treble, is sitting well under the surface. So those fish, they see that mylar tail, they see that little feather, and when you pop it, it dances, but it doesn't stay and float on the surface. Gives them a great opportunity to take and get well hooked.
Nice.
Well, that hit like a bass is supposed to hit.
Yeah.
Except it's a pike. Hey, everything eats frogs.
Yeah.
Get through one set for me.
Oh, nice. Nice pike.
Yeah, that's why I'm using 20-pound fluorocarbon as a leader, because pike will eat these things and break all your poppers off if you think the only things the only thing that's going to hit these are bass. Okay, you're going to flip right off, buddy. That was a beautiful hit, though. Mm-hmm. Waboosh.
That's right.
Terry, can you take the rod for a second?
Sure.
If you don't mind. Thank you. So I can grab that leader and grab you right behind the head where I want you to. There we go. Beautiful little fish.
Nice.
Very nice. Now this outfit, this has to be one of my favorite outfits. I don't want to touch it too much with the slimy pike hands. This Helios rod is so light and so sensitive. Matched up with the Helios reel. This is a size 35. It's not a big reel for a 35 with the line capacity, and with a 20-pound Seaguar Kansan braid, I have over 300 yards of line on that reel. So even though it's not a big reel, it's a huge line capacity. That same reel I can take out to BC and fish for salmon. I can fish bass in the river. If I get big fish on that takes me in the current, I've got lots of capacity, but the weight of this is just so light. And I'm just falling in love with these Helios rods and reels. Okuma's just coming out with so many great products anymore. And this is just, you know, I love my C3 rods for power, and they're still not heavy, but for just featherweight, finesse fishing, cast all day without even feeling the weight of a rod and reel, this stuff's perfect. Wow, that wind is really starting to blow, isn't it? I'm gonna kill the trolling motor, put the talon down. Now, a lot of people wonder what this hanging off the back of the boat is. It's my anchoring system. The talon, what it is, it's an extended pole that goes down up to 8 feet that'll lock you exactly into a spot and pin you down so the wind's not blowing you anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's rock, doesn't matter if it's mud, it just works so perfect. A lot of situations like this, I don't want to be holding myself back from a good looking area, blowing debris with the trolling motor, trying to hold myself. It's much easier just to use that talon. It's just a simple pole that goes down, doesn't matter if it's rock, doesn't matter if it's weeds, and it just holds the boat perfectly still. And we're not moving.
No, we're not.
Okay, he is.
Oh,
I was just waiting for that. Let me get my popper out of the way. Yeah, you know what he would have done if I grabbed him, eh?
Yes,
That would have been, he would have been on the floor and.
Of course. That's a nice size.
It's a nice fish. Grab him. Like so. Good job, Terry.
Thank you.
Yeah, you and your white freedom spinnerbait. You just love these things.
He loves it. I love it.
Never the gill, always the gill plate.
Yep.
Beautiful little
nice
fish. Yeah, and be careful of their teeth because they are sharp and they'll rip you wide open. That's why I always grab the gill plate, or you can grab them right behind here across the top of the gill plates too, and they kind of paralyzes them a little bit. But nice little fish.
Thanks, hon.
You're welcome. And
No
the other thing,
where?
pike have a very distinct smell, just like a muskie. If I don't catch another bass today, it's because I'm handling your pike. Really, if you catch a pike on your bass lure, a lot of people will swear, take it off, put another one on, because sometimes that predatory smell will just spook a bass away, because all of a sudden they smell that, okay, there's a big pike or a muskie in the area, I'm going back in the weeds to hide. So sometimes you get that scent on your hand, get rid of it.
Nice.
Oh, spinning glowworm harnesses never fail. It floats it above debris. It floats it above the snags. Tara, I'll get you to pull this net out if you don't mind.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. It's free. Could be a pike, could be a little muskie, could be a nice walleye. It's a walleye. It's fighting hard.
Yeah.
You know, the iPilot. I've got my control right there. I'm keeping perfect control from the back of the boat, even though the motor's down for the front.
Ooh, nice.
Ah, sheephead. Knew it was fighting too hard for a walleye. You know what? They're a fun fish.
They are.
I don't eat fish, so I don't care as long as it's pulling. There you go. Oh, right in.
Right in. It's a nice size.
Fun fish.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care. We're just happy to have the rod bending. This is what I've done. When I'm using my braided line, I love the braid for sensitivity, but the braided line does not do well when you're, you can see right here, if I had a braided line tied directly to that swivel, anytime this weight is dragging bottom right above it, you're getting a lot of abrasion. I've used about 8 feet of 20-pound fluorocarbon Seagar. I've used a small little double uni knot right there and attached it to my braid. That way, when I'm dragging and scraping along the bottom, I've got the abrasion resistant qualities of that Seagar fluorocarbon dragging through there. But anything above that, I've still got the sensitivity and that great feel of that braided line, and it's just a perfect setup. These little Northland sinkers work great too. It's a quick change system, so if you all of a sudden change depths, you just, my hands are slimy from that fish. You just turn that over, pop one weight off, grab another weight, snap that on, and you got a quick change system on that with that little Northland sinker system. Works great. It's just all about having fun. Sometimes people forget it's not about catching that lunker walleye, that monster muskie. It's about having fun. Catching a few fish, being out in the boat, fresh air. Buddy, that's as far as I can reel. Thank you.
Yep.
You know, the greatest thing about these EGO nets as well, not only are they telescopic and very easy, but if you accidentally dropped it, they float. That's the other great thing about these things. You know what? That's a big sheephead.
It is. It's a nice size. So we know a lot of people who love fishing for these.
Yeah, and that's why, because they fight so hard.
Yes.
You know, you look at that. Look at the girth and the width of that fish. They just turn and they pull. I mean, the drum in salt water, they love them.
Yeah.
Because it's the same fish, but salt water, because they fight so hard. Mm-hmm. Well, that one sure hit like a walleye, but we'll see what it is. Getting a mixed bag of everything, Terry.
Yeah. This technique's good.
Yeah, these floating spinning glows, they just, you can keep above the bottom, above the debris. Yeah, nice little walleye.
Oh yeah, nice.
Bag of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Real nice little walleye.
Oh yeah.
But you'll live to fight another day.
The end of the day is brought to you by Traeger Wood Pellet Grills. Taste the difference. Sail tackle today, fool them every time with the Live Target Frog Popper. Lightweight and almost invisible, increase your stealth attack with Invisiswivels. Change your weights in a snap with the Rock Runner by Northland. Interchangeable hook and skirt design, the new Freedom Spinnerbait. Telescopic at the touch of a button, the floating EGO S2 slider nets. And anchor your boat with the touch of a button, the Minn Kota Talon. The WestArm Lodge and Restaurant on the west arm of Lake Nipissing. Enjoy the meals. or fend for yourself in one of the fully equipped cabins. Large corporate groups or delightful family gatherings, or just time to kick back, relax, and enjoy the fun and the sun. Bring your appetite for the outdoors at the WestArm Lodge and Restaurant, 705-867-5286 or thewestarmlodge.com. Fishful Thinking is brought to you by Crestliner Boats, Mercury Marine, Okuma High Performance Rods and Reels, and the new 1500 Ram. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Wow,
Holy
double
man.
lake trout. This is awesome.
This is crazy.
Beautiful little fish too.
Look at that.
Beautiful orange fins on that fish. Beautiful fish.
Splasha.
You gotta love this.